Howdy, guys. Welcome to night 65 of Big Brother All-Stars, and this is Cliff Notes from outside the Big Brother house. Good Friday morning to all of y'all. Now, before we get into the Big Brother talk, I wanted just to give a quick shout out to Western Louisiana, Lake Charles area, East Texas as well. They're going to be getting hit by a Category 3 Hurricane Delta sometime today. This is the same area that got hit by Hurricane Laura last month. They still haven't recovered. So guys, just keep them in your thoughts and prayers. They're going to need it. It's going to be a rough 24 hours, I'm afraid, for that little part of the United States. All right, with that being said, let's move into Big Brother. We had the eviction and the new HOH competition last night. So it's a little bit of a refresher for those of you who may not have seen the episode. And surely you've seen the episode, right? But just in case, Tyler and Christmas are on the block. Tyler goes home, evicted on a 3-0 unanimous vote. Can't say it was a complete surprise. I expected that was going to be the case. Tyler went out extremely classy, hugging everyone, saying, "Congrats, guys. Y'all do what you have to do," and all that. He was classy when he was talking to Julie Chen. I've met and I've talked to Tyler a few times since my season last year, and he was always just a very friendly guy. So props to you for going out with your head held high, Tyler, and taking the high road and all of that. But Tyler is out. We'll see him in the jury house a little bit. He'll be deciding who wins $500,000. But we're down to 5 people, my friends. We're getting close to the end. So that was the first half of the show. We then go into the HOH competition. It seems like every week someone says, this is the most important competition of the whole season. Well, this one's pretty important. When you've got 5 people, there aren't a lot of places to hide. So HOH competition, it was a teeter-totter type competition with a basket or a spoon. You can see the pictures right here behind me. A spoon, they had to walk across a teeter-totter carrying little pumpkins, various sizes, one at a time, set the pumpkin in the basket, go back, get another one. They had to take all the pumpkins, have them all on the basket, and hit the buzzer to finish first. But if any pumpkin fell out of that spoon, they had to start the whole thing over. So we didn't get to see it live, so I don't know exactly how the event went. We'll see that coming up on, I was going to say Sunday, but now it's the new Monday schedule. So we'll see it on Monday exactly how this HOH played out. But apparently, beyond the fact, I didn't tell you who the winner was. That's kind of important, huh? So the winner for this HOH, it's not Cody. So we got a little bit of a change right there. It is Nicole. So Nicole finally wins her first HOH. She was incredibly excited. Apparently, and again, we don't know a whole lot about it, but apparently Christmas was in the lead, was down to her very last ball, and was going a little fast, dropped her last pumpkin a little too hard. I guess it hit the basket or something, rolled out. And so she had to start all over again. But she was that close to winning that thing. Now, here's the thing to keep in mind. What is worse than losing a competition that you really need to win? What's worse is losing a competition that you really need to win and just barely losing it so that everyone else watches and perceives you as just being such a strong threat and thinks about that when they're making decisions going forward. So she came so close, and yet Christmas didn't do it, and that very well could be very problematic for her, as we'll talk about. So again, Nicole's won the HOH. The feeds are gone, as they always are. Eventually they come back on. We see in the photo room, Nicole and Christmas and Cody are talking. Christmas is starting the campaign early, as I would fully expect her to do. She's talking to Nicole and saying, "Oh, you beat all of us tonight." And Nicole saying, "Well, I didn't beat Cody. I never beat Cody." And Christmas says, "Yeah, but Cody wasn't playing. You beat everyone who played. Congratulations. You dominated. You did what you had to do." We see it just a little bit later. Nicole is packing her clothes for her move up to the HOH room. Enzo's working out under the stairs. Christmas is reading the Bible. Memphis is sleeping. They're all just basically hanging around until we get Nicole's room reveal later in the evening. Nicole is talking. She's saying that she's dizzy because it's too bright in the house, and she's thinking that the production may have changed the light bulbs. She's also complaining about her bra being too tight. Nicole, celebrate. You just won HOH. You guaranteed yourself a Final Four position in the game. She needs to be celebrating. But I think this just illustrates that at this end game, everything is so stressful. Even when things are going well, your mind is still skipping ahead to the next few steps that you have to make. And so everyone is just on edge and stressed out, even in the best of times. So Celebrate, Nicole. You deserve it, but I understand why you're still a little worrisome. Plus, she's been on slot for the last week. It's going to take her a little while to catch back up. We've got in the kitchen, Nicole and Cody and Memphis are talking. Nicole is excited to realize that she is now one of only 7 people who have won an HOH this season. I think Enzo won 3, Cody won 3, Tyler won 2, Danny won 1. I may be leaving someone out. But basically, all the committee plus Enzo have won all the HOHs, and Nicole is now part of the group as well. They are talking, saying that they think America, it may have been Memphis, I'm not sure which of them said, but says America probably hates us because it has been such a boring season. Well, I hate that it's been a boring season. I wish we'd seen a few more shakeups and things like that, but I don't hate the house guests for it being a boring season. They don't owe us an exciting season. They owe themselves to play the game that gets them to the very end, and they've done that. Yeah, it was boring. I wish things had gone a little differently, but I don't hold it against the players. Sometimes that's just the way it is. So my Cliff Hogg editorial there. All right, house guests are talking about the memory wall pictures. Apparently they were taken while they were in sequester, and so some think that some pictures are better than others, lighting, things like that. Just a little FYI for y'all. Last season, when I was in the house, we spent an entire day going around having professional photos made, media pictures of us walking around with the flamingos and saying, let's go, and all the things that y'all saw in the little commercials, things like that. We spent a whole day doing that. But because of COVID restrictions and all of that, they did all of that in sequester. So again, we're seeing some of the behind the scenes requirements, the changes had to take place because of COVID. All right, so we've got Cody and Enzo are whispering to each other. I think this may have been in the kitchen, under the stairs. Cody is saying, Enzo, if you win this veto, Memphis is going home. And the idea being that if Enzo, Cody, or Nicole win this veto, they aren't going to use it. It's going to be Memphis and Christmas on the block, and they'll decide who goes. Enzo is saying that Memphis is really going to be pushing this week the Wise Guys Alliance, saying, hey, guys, we're in this together. You got to... let's take care of each other. He's really going to be pushing that. Enzo is also saying that when he talks to Christmas, he's going to ask her, hey, Christmas, am I now allowed in the committee? Because remember, Enzo wasn't a member of the committee alliance. He's like, Christmas, can I be in the committee now? It's just his way of reminding her that she hadn't been super tight with him so far in this season, and just let her know that he doesn't necessarily owe her as much as she may try to campaign and talk about. Enzo also is saying that if he wins veto, that Christmas and Memphis are both going to say that, Enzo, for your game, you've got to backdoor Cody. You just have to do it. And they're right. That's exactly what they're planning to do. And we'll talk about that in a second. But the problem for Enzo is, clipping Cody may not be a bad idea, but keeping Memphis and Christmas together as a duo, 2 people that are very good at competitions, I don't know that that's that much better of an option for Enzo either. He's kind of in between a rock and a hard place in terms of his decisions right now. But he knows that's how they're going to campaign, and he's right. Enzo is also saying, Cody, they're going to use the same argument with you. If you win the veto, they're going to say you need to clip Enzo. Everyone likes him, and he'll win this thing. So they understand what the campaigning is, what kind of campaigning is going to take place. Cody and Memphis are complaining about all the ants in the kitchen. They're everywhere. They're a lot worse than we had in our season. They are everywhere. The guys are also all talking about World Cup soccer in the kitchen and teams they support. And obviously Enzo supports Italy, and a fun conversation for a soccer fan. Feeds are gone for a while. Once again, we don't get to see the room reveal. Thanks, CBS. Come on, let us see it just once. But they don't. The feeds come back on, and everyone's up there. Well, not everyone. Everyone has been up there. Nicole is looking at her pictures. Memphis has already been up there, done the celebration, and is headed back downstairs. Another FYI, we all were required to be upstairs for the room reveal during my season. As soon as you had the room reveal, you could go back downstairs at that point if you wanted to, but we had to have everyone together before you could go inside the room. All right. Enzo and Cody are going over the days in the kitchen, their memory of the different days and events. Enzo's calling the triple eviction decapitate. That's his code word for triple eviction. And it turns out it's because the triple eviction happened on day 58. 8 rhymes with decapitate. So that's the way Enzo helps with his days, is some little word associations. Enzo says that Memphis and Nicole Memphis and Christmas, they already know that they're going up. We all know. I think we all know that they're going up. Almost all of us know. In the HOH room, Nicole and Cody are talking. There's a letter from Vic. It's a very loving letter to her, but Nicole is upset because Victor didn't say in his letter that he's proud of her. She's complaining to her mom that they should have reviewed Vic's letter before he sent it. She also thinks something's happening to her dogs because they weren't mentioned and she didn't get a picture of them. She thinks Victor may have had to cancel their podcast due to bad reviews or due to hateful messages or anything since he didn't mention their podcast. She actually makes Cody go get his letters, HOH letters, because she's upset. They talked about being proud of Cody in their letters, and the word proud was never used in hers. Nicole is just not real comfortable. Even in this winning position, she's kind of taken on a little bit of a victim role in the way she's just reacting to the world and everything. So she's not real happy. And Cody is trying to calm her down, saying, yeah, this is a good letter. This is good. Yeah, you're worried too much. You're overanalyzing it. But she's doing that a little bit. Another FYI, letters aren't written in current time. When I won HOH, the letter I got had been written a few weeks earlier. So you can't necessarily talk about anything that's happened in the game. So that may be a little bit of why she didn't get more details about what was going on in the outside world. In the key room, Memphis and Christmas are talking. Christmas is upset that she came within one ball of winning, says it was due to negligence rather than technique. It's why she lost. Memphis is saying as long as they aren't on the block together, they should be able to go through. All right, I am guaranteeing to everyone out there, Memphis and Christmas are going on the block together. No ifs, ands, and buts. They are going on the block together. If not, if only one of them went up, the other one could win veto, pull one on the block off, and it would force Nicole to put Enzo and Cody on the block. Nicole knows that. Memphis and Christmas are going on the block together. Christmas is saying that she's figured out a path for all three of them, Memphis, Christmas, and Enzo, the other wise guys, to be safe. The idea is to throw the veto to Enzo, let him win, then pull one of them off the block, which will force Cody up on the block. And then Enzo and whoever's not on the block can vote Cody out, send him home. All right. That's basically what Enzo has predicted they'll do is try to get Cody out the door. But here's the thing. If Christmas or Memphis are about to win the veto and be able to save themselves, guarantee a Final Four spot, are they really going to throw that to Enzo and hope that he follows through and uses a veto to pull him off? I don't think they do that in a million years. And there's no guarantee that Enzo uses it anyway, even if they thought that was the case. So he's not going to do it, and they're not going to throw the veto to Enzo. But that's what Christmas is proposing. Nicole is saying that she wants Memphis gone this week. She thinks that Christmas will be easier to beat in competitions than Memphis. Kind of surprised me. Nicole's had a beef with Christmas. I thought that would be her big target, but she actually is looking at this a little more analytically, I think, and wanting Memphis out the door. She figures that Cody can win the physical competition. She can win the mental competitions. She may tell Christmas that she's not the target, but she said, I'm not telling Memphis that. There's no way I'm telling him that. She also says that Enzo is worried that he's getting thrown under the bus by Christmas and Memphis. And that may explain why he's been kind of laying in bed, so focused, nervous, looking very nervous while he lays in bed, going over his days and everything. He may be a little bit worried about it, but I think Enzo's good. Cody is saying that Christmas's flaw is that she loses her composure when she's pressured in competition, as evidenced in the HOH tonight where she choked at the very end by dropping the ball. They're talking about houseguests in the jury house, saying Danny was sloppy. That hurt her game. Tyler was skeptical of Cody, Nicole, and Danny, so he got closer to Enzo. Nicole's joking that she thought of clipping Cody, but she wouldn't do that. So they're just talking a little bit back and forth. Both of them talking about superstitions, lucky clothing, etc. they wear during the competitions. So the final conversation, Enzo joins Nicole and Cody in the HOH room. They start off eating sushi. The sushi that Nicole got says sale price, so they got the clearance, I guess, at the grocery store for them, but they're eating it anyway. There are lots of spilling the beans about what happened in the past, who knew what, why someone did this. They're really telling each other their inside game. Now, it's more than we can cover in this conversation in 15 minutes. Just a lot of past conversations or strategies and such. The key takeaway on this is that they wouldn't be telling each other all this insider information, all these details, if they didn't truly consider themselves to be the final three, or at least trust each other to be the final three. So I think that's the case. I think these three are what we're seeing as the final three, the tightest alliance and loyalty between them. So there you have it, guys. 24 hours. We're going to have the nomination ceremony today, I assume. We'll have the veto competition on Saturday. Could be BB Comics. I kind of hope so. So, guys, I will see y'all in 24 hours. Y'all have a great Friday. I'll see you Saturday morning. SKD 143. Cheers, my friends. Night, morning. I guess morning. Yeah. Cheers, guys. Bye.